MKC is based off of the Ford Escape, which isn't a bad thing, but the MKC looks much different in terms of its design, and it's not just a rebadged vehicle this time, like how Lincoln used to do much more in the past. You do have remote keyless entry, as well as remote engine start. Now, as far as the key fob design of the MKC goes, it's pretty stylish, I like it. Now, access in the MKC is actually pretty good thanks to its wide opening doors. Now, it's a white exterior with smart key access on the driver and passenger door, and you do have the keyless entry pad as well, with a beige leather interior, power driver's seat with power recline, as well as power lumbar. Now, stepping on into the interior of the MKC, as you can see, it's very stylish. It's very Lincoln familiar in here. It looks much like the MKZ from Lincoln. But you do have push button ignition, of course. Just put your foot on the brake, hit the button to start. Now, an interesting feature of the MKC is that you actually have a push-button gear selector, just like the MKZ. But just put your foot on the brake and do it as any other gear selector, and just push the button down. It is a 6-speed automatic as well, and you do have a rear view camera with guidance lines. You also do have paddle shifters for the manual shiftability. And let's go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards. All windows are fully automatic in the MKC. Let's go ahead and pop the hood, check out the engine bay. Heated, powered folding exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators integrated onto the mirrors. And you do have blind spot monitoring as well. Now, coming to the front end of the MKC, you have HID headlights with your trendy LED daytime running lights. Now, as far as the front of it looks, it's very bold. I really like it. It's much better than the Ford Escape. It's definitely one of the most stylish small luxury crossovers in the segment. Now, under here of the MKC, you have the optional 2.3 liter EcoBoost turbo 4-cylinder. Now, the base model is actually going to have a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. Now, this one actually produces 285 horses with decent fuel economy numbers as well. Both are very strong powertrains, very fuel efficient as well. However, in the future, I would like to see a V6. It's definitely more powerful than the Escape, however. Now, competitors of the MKC range from the Audi Q5, Lexus RX, Mercedes GLK, as well as the BMW X3 and X1. Now, coming to the rear, you have full LED tail lights, dual exhaust tips as well, very stylish. With power windows, power mirrors, power door locks as well, memory seat settings for 3 people, very high quality leather, especially right here where your elbows might rest. And soft to the touch on the upper door panel as well. Now, the cabin design of the MKC is very interesting, very different, very distinctive, I have to say.
Later.
Now you do have My Lincoln Touch, but this time around it's much more responsive, much more intuitive. I have to say, it's definitely different this time around. But you do have Sirius satellite radio, AM, FM, your USB port, Bluetooth streaming audio, and your SD card slot and your aux input.
And the reality is,
way much more responsive this time around.
The old covenant couldn't just not provide for them.
Heated steering wheel as well.
It literally restricted them from coming into a
and you actually have to have your SD card slot if you want the navigation to work. You do have an auto dimming rearview mirror. Nice large panoramic sunroof as well.
Based on what he has done, his sacrifice, his priesthood, on his back, not all a list of do's and don'ts. On his back we are holy, therefore we can draw near to God. There's a reason why Jesus said to the Pharisees, no one comes to the Father, what? Except through me.
LED interior illumination lighting.
His point was the Old Testament system will never provide for you the perfection.
Garage home link.
Your man-made list of do's and don'ts.
Your steering wheel mounted audio controls, your cruise control, your Bluetooth phone buttons. And to control your information center, it's all controlled by this right here. Your fuel economy data, your trim information, driver assistance, including your blind spot monitoring, your rear cross traffic alert.
But in the new priesthood under Jesus, the new law, we have full forgiveness. We have freedom from guilt.
Now, coming to these set of buttons, it all controls it right here, which you could control your what radio station you're on, as well as the volume. Now, as far as the gauges go, they're very clear and easy to read. I actually quite like them a lot. Now, I'm actually really glad that Ford didn't go with a bunch of touch-sensitive buttons and went with traditional knobs, which I love a lot. You do have heated seats as well, dual-zone automatic climate control, your fan speeds, and your temperatures. And here's how you... Now, coming to your center console, it is soft touch, nice and stitched as well. Very high quality. Power outlet down there as well, and decent storage size. Down there you will find 2 USB ports, an auxiliary input, as well as a SD card slot. And you do have ambient lighting around the whole entire cabin, and you can actually change the colors. But here's your cup holders right here, very conveniently located. Now, as far as the ride and handling go in the MKC, the ride is very compliant, very absorbent, as well as the handling is quite good in the MKC. It feels quite a lot like the Escape, to be honest. Now, as far as visibility goes, it's not going to be as good as the Escape. There is a bit of a sloping roofline. The B pillars are pretty thick, as well as the A pillars as well. Now, one thing I do love about the MKC over other small, compact luxury crossovers is that the cabin is pretty spacious. I don't feel claustrophobic in here. It feels quite roomy in here, which I love a lot. And for a luxury car, that is definitely needed and definitely necessary. Now, access to the MKC is actually pretty good, and thanks to the wide opening doors.